Hello, my name is Kara, and today we will be looking at Venezuela's inflation. So, point map of cohesion. In this presentation, we will first define inflation, what it is. Then next, we will look at how it is calculated and measured. Thirdly, we will look at inflation causes and its costs. And then fourthly, we will look at Venezuela's economy. Fifthly, Venezuela's inflation, cause and effect, and its lasting effect today. And then lastly, we will look at solutions, oversimplified solutions for Venezuela's inflation problem. So first, what is inflation? Inflation is a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. Inflation rate is the annual percentage change in price level. Inflation is natural in every single economy, and it isn't always a bad thing. It's hyperinflation that is bad for an economy, and that is when the economy's currency rises to over 1,000%. So calculating inflation, how do we measure it out? It is measured by government statistics like RIP, Retail Price Index, and CIP, Consumer Price Index. Inflation is measured by measuring the prices of about 1,000 goods and services every month. By monitoring the change in prices among the typical basket of goods, it shows us the level of importance on each good. And when we do this monthly, and even over a period of years, we can see the rise and fall in currency value. So causes of inflation. Some causes are cuts in interest, increase in money supply, higher wages, devaluation, increase in VAT, and inflation expectations. Two other causes of inflation are excess demand, sharp economic growth inciting firms to raise prices, and rising costs in goods and services. So what is the cost of inflation? And we're talking hyperinflation here. So one cause is a huge decrease in the incentive for competition between businesses and firms. Second is a decline in the value of savings, because if you're saving up a lot of money now, but that money means less in the future, well, then that means all the money that you've retired will not last you in your old age. And thirdly, less investment from businesses because of uncertainty. Okay, this means that because of the lack of competition in the economy due to inflation, businesses stop investing as a result, or they have less input in the amount of sales they make in their businesses, and as a result they begin to regress, and then they are uncertain about their progression in the future. So Venezuela's economy. It is currently a command economy and is heavily regulated by the government. Before Hugo Chavez's socialist actions were enacted, it used to be a free market with private enterprise, and that was the days when it used to be wealthy. But ever since government took control, it's been declining into a failed state, and now is a failed state. And it has a black market, a market in which is not regulated by the government. It's not overseen by any official governing body or power, and as a result, because it's not an economy that it's not a market that pays taxes, it is therefore illegal, and it's underground, obviously. So Venezuela's origins. What caused the inflation rate? Well, it was a number of things, but we need to first understand that oil was 97% of Venezuela's exports back in 2003. And state-owned oil companies, their workers, they went on strike in 2003 to protest against socialist involvement in the government. There was the rise of socialist political views. And as a result of the strike, the GDP fell 27%. In response, President Hugo Chavez created a fixed economy He fixed the exchange rates, took away private enterprise with socialism. He stole the money from the rich and then gave it to the poor. And then also at the same time, he kept printing money to pay off the national debt, which is not a good thing. All of these factors are really, really, really bad. And this I find ironic because the workers went on strike to prevent socialism spreading in the government, to sort of give the incentive to to um, to give the incentive to not uphold socialism, but instead socialism ended up taking over the whole system. And so now currently Venezuela, with its inflation at 10 million% of this year, that was the calculation for this year, 10 million% inflation. Millions have fled to other countries for food and medicine, while others stand in lines all day to receive simple things just like toilet paper. And these pictures over to the right show exactly the amount that each of these individual items cost: bananas, chicken, and toilet paper, how much they cost in their current currency, the bolivar. So basically, their own currency is garbage. Obviously, looking at the pictures, it's really, really, it really means nothing now. It's basically dirt. So what are some solutions for Venezuela? Well, first of all, and this is something many people advocate, they suggest that Venezuela, first of all, change their currency to the US dollar, because obviously it's nothing now. It's not worth anything. It's nearly impossible to make a full recovery for the bolivar. And secondly, end heavy government regulations on the market, especially on its exports. Basically, return back to the free market that it used to be, which follows up with a third point: bring back private enterprise and end the influence of socialism. Don't stop stealing the money from the rich. And there is actually no more money to steal from the rich, because the rich ran out of their money a long time ago. But basically, no taking the money from the rich, like less taxes, and basically return back to a capitalist economy. That is the end of my presentation. Have a nice day.